The Babysitter's Club Mystery Series is the most successful spin-off of the Babysitter's Club. It started in 1991. They published a new mystery every other month for 7 years, making a grand total of 40 mysteries. The books themselves are fine. They read like normal Babysitter's Club books. In fact, many of them could have been published in the main series. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I noticed there are 4 basic types of mysteries which appear in this series. First are what I think of as realistic mysteries. They tend to be smaller and simpler. Examples are someone loses a ring, Claudia's sister is acting strangely, and Marianne finds something weird in her grandmother's house. It's not too far-fetched to imagine 8th graders solving mysteries like that. Second are crime mysteries. I didn't think those were realistic. Someone commits a crime, and the babysitters solve it before the police do. The most common crimes are burglary and sabotage. I think the series wanted to avoid violent crimes, so they did not solve any murder mysteries. Third are destination mysteries. Those are mysteries which take place in a certain location, like the mall, a lighthouse, and a movie set. These locations were usually interesting. If you told me, this book is a mystery that takes place in a library, I wouldn't think that would be an interesting setting, but it actually worked pretty well. I liked having a new location for each mystery, even if it's unrealistic for the babysitters to get a new job every other month. They already have jobs, they're babysitters. The 4th mystery type that shows up regularly is the ghost story mystery. So those are scary mysteries where spooky things happen. The most common spooky mystery was them exploring an old mansion. These were my least favorite books in the series, because they tended to have terrible mysteries. The author cared more about being scary than about having a logical mystery. And I'm sorry, just because a book is scary, that doesn't make it a good mystery. For example, Dawn and the Surfer Ghost. Dawn sees someone surfing at night. She decides it's a ghost. There's no reason to assume this person is a ghost. It's not like he's glowing or haunting the beach. But Dawn wants a scary ghost story. So she goes, oh no, it's a ghost, I'm scared, And she just keeps getting scared by the ghost until the ending where it's revealed he's a normal guy. And Dawn's like, wow, what a surprise mystery solution. It's like, no, that wasn't a surprise mystery solution. It was obvious this guy wasn't a ghost. You just pretended he was a ghost. You made up this ghost story mystery for no reason. Terrible, flimsy evidence. And now you're acting like it's a great mystery solution. I'm sorry. I did not like that book. It's on my list of top 10 worst mysteries. You can watch that video if you want. Okay, so even if there was a reason to assume that guy was a ghost, Dawn ignores the obvious mystery solution, which is talking to him. She could talk to the guy and ask if he's a ghost. That was a mystery solution which the girls ignored many times over the series. Yeah, I don't like it when the girls ignore a simple, easy way to resolve the mystery in 2 minutes. Another bad mystery solution is when the girls overlook obvious evidence. Like Abby didn't recognize someone because she used her initial instead of her first name. Another bad mystery solution is when they just make a dumb decision. Like, they saw Carl at a pet store, so they conclude he's stealing animals. Or Claudia doesn't like Troy's clothes, so she assumes he's a vandal. And in both cases, they were 100% correct. That kind of makes the dumb decision even more painful. I also didn't like it when the mystery solution was handed to the girls without any effort. Like, the mystery solution appears to them in a dream, or the culprit incriminates themselves in front of the girls for no reason. Or even Stacy remembering a 5-digit number that she saw days ago. The literary term for this is a deus ex machina mystery solution, they were not satisfying solutions to me. It feels like the author could not think of a reasonable way for the girls to solve the mystery, so they just threw a mystery solution at the girls on a silver platter, not caring whether or not it made a whole lot of sense. Some of the mysteries had different storylines. Solving word puzzles, that was a mystery which happened 3 times, I think. Thinking a neighbor is a criminal happened twice, although the girls openly admit they took the idea from a movie. I'm told Mystery 22 is based on a Stephen King novel, and you could argue Mystery 30 is based on Murder on the Orient Express, which is a famous mystery book. They don't have too much in common besides a possible death on a train. It ends up being a fake murder, because murder was not allowed in this mystery series. I was fine with the stories that were based on movies or books, since they tended to be a break from the ordinary in the series. I'm surprised they didn't copy Nancy Drew books at any point. The girls mention Nancy Drew books regularly in the series. They love to brag they're great detectives, just like Nancy Drew. I think the Babysitters Club mysteries are designed for a slightly younger audience than the Nancy Drew mysteries. Nancy Drew has a lot of cliffhangers where she almost gets killed, but that almost never happens to the Babysitters. Plus, Nancy Drew and her friends are 18 years old. They're independent adults. The Babysitters are all 13, and they're usually hanging around a bunch of kids. That also makes the Babysitters Club mystery series seem like it's for younger readers than Nancy Drew. Each book usually had 2 to 4 suspects. The girls like to secretly follow a suspect and overreact when the suspect does something. The girls also like to investigate at the library. They look up so many old newspaper stories. It's amazing. They could always find a relevant article on any subject in under 10 minutes. Revisiting the crime scene was another common method of investigation. Getting alibis for all the suspects was less common. Often the babysitters split up into groups and check out different things. We get a chapter where each group talks for 1 to 2 pages about what they discovered. Sometimes this was great. We get an update on all the storylines in 1 chapter, but sometimes it was bad and it felt like they shoved all the investigation into 1 chapter just to get it out of the way. The series usually tries to have a surprise culprit or a surprise mystery solution. The most common surprise was, there is no culprit. It was all a misunderstanding. I was fine with those solutions. Some people hated them. I thought they were okay. I liked them way more than the books, where the surprise culprit was a minor character who showed up in the background once, 80 pages ago, and they never said anything. Those always felt like cheater solutions, not surprise solutions. The mystery series introduced 2 new characters. Sergeant Johnson is a handsome police officer who gives the girls inside information about crimes, and he trusts them way more than he probably should. Like the babysitters can't control Jackie Radowski, how are they supposed to stop criminals with guns? Luckily, criminals rarely carry guns in this series. The other character the series introduced is Carrie Retlin. Carrie's a really fun character. He's a mysterious prankster who acts like a criminal mastermind. He loves showing off when he's got information he shouldn't know. My favorite scene with Carrie is when Stacy finds him relaxing in an easy chair in the school basement. Carrie says he and the custodian have come to an understanding about his private chair, which is so weird. It's hilarious. Carrie was a regular suspect in the books, along with Alan Gray and Cookie Mason. Of course, they never really committed crimes, because then they'd be arrested and they couldn't appear in future books. Even though Carrie was invented for the mystery series, he appeared in the main series occasionally. There are other characters who originated in the mystery series and showed up in the main series, like Mallory's Uncle Joe, Mel the Bully, Janine's boyfriend, Marianne's grandparents, and Abby's aunt. I think those are all the big ones. I was fine with having characters appear in both series. Some readers were not okay with mystery characters appearing outside of the mystery series. I saw several complaints that this was a cheap marketing gimmick to force fans to buy the mystery books. The narrator distribution was relatively even. Christy and Stacy both had 7 books. Claudia and Marianne had 6. Dawn had 5. Abby had 3. And Mallory and Jessie both had 1. I feel bad for Mallory and Jessie because it must have been a conscious decision to exclude them. I did the math, and my average score for these books was a 5.8 out of 10. I gave 21 books in the series a score of 1, 2, 8, or 9, so a little over half the books in the series were either very good or very bad. I wish the series was more consistent in that regard. 5 of my 10 favorites were in the final third of the series, so either I just got used to the flaws of these books, or at some point they made a conscious effort to improve the series by looking back at what stories worked and what stories didn't,